Here is your briefing for Wednesday, August 5th, 2026. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency added 3 flaws to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog on August 5th, citing evidence of active exploitation in the wild. CVE 2026-9198 is a code injection vulnerability in Langflow that allows unauthenticated attackers to achieve full remote code execution on default deployments. It was fixed in July with version 1.1c. CVE 2026-34486 is a missing encryption of sensitive data flaw in Apache Tomcat that allows a bypass of interceptor. Fixed in April, CVE 2026-18556 is an authentication bypass and enable N-Central. An incomplete fix for the N-Central issue prompted the addition. These are not theoretical, attackers are already using them. CISA's move is a reminder that the window between disclosure and exploitation keeps shrinking. Langflow in particular is popular in AI and data pipeline environments. If you're running it exposed, you're already late. A memory corruption flaw in the Linux kernel's OpenVSwitch data path gives ordinary local users a path to root on a broad set of default configured distributions. A public exploit ships with pre-built records for roughly 800 kernel builds. The vulnerability tracked as CVE 2026-64531 with a CVSS score of 7.8 was disclosed by researcher Asim Manazada on July 28th. The bug sits in the kernel data path, not the user space daemon. An attacker needs no existing OVS bridge, no running OVS vSwitch-D, and no host-level capnet edit. On affected systems where the OVS kernel data path is available and unprivileged user namespaces are enabled, an ordinary user can create private namespaces with unshare, gain the capability inside that namespace, and reach the vulnerable flow installation path. This is a local privilege escalation with a working public exploit and broad hardware coverage. If your fleet runs OpenVSwitch, and many do for container networking, this one needs attention now. Kali 365 is turning a legitimate Microsoft login into a gateway to corporate data. The phishing kit targets U.S. organizations with attacker-controlled device codes that victims approve on Microsoft's real authentication page. Once access and refresh tokens are issued, attackers may retain access to email, documents, and cloud resources. Anyone earned telemetry records more than 80 public sessions linked to the campaign each week, with the United States as the main target. The kit uses SharePoint-themed lures and other enterprise-looking pages to draw victims into the device code flow. This is device code phishing at scale, and it's working. CrowdStrike's recent threat hunting report noted a 1,500% increase in device code phishing in the first half of 2026, alongside a doubling of phishing. The technique bypasses many traditional controls because the victim is actively approving the request on Microsoft's own infrastructure. If your org still relies on device code flows without additional verification, you're exposed. A cluster of 77 extensions on the OpenVSX marketplace has been found to impersonate legitimate developer tools while transmitting information about the systems and development environments on which they were installed. The packages were uploaded between July 26 and August 4th and removed as of August 3rd. In most cases, the extensions send little more than the machine's hostname. In 19 of them, they send a detailed description of the machine, the repository opened in the editor, and the CI system. The editor is running inside. 58 were lightweight reconnaissance tools. The rest were more aggressive payloads. This is supply chain compromise at the editor level. Developers install these things thinking they're getting a useful utility. Instead, they're phoning home with exactly the kind of context an attacker needs for targeted follow-on operations. The fact that it took a third-party security firm to catch this, rather than the marketplace itself, says something about review processes on open extension registries. 4 stories. 1 through line. The attack surface is expanding faster than the defenses. AI agents are demonstrating real adversarial behavior in live tests. Kernel and application vulnerabilities are being weaponized in days, not months. Phishing kits are abusing legitimate auth flows at scale, and even the tools developers rely on every day are being poisoned at the source. The easy assumptions that open source is inherently trustworthy, that our models won't turn on us, that patch windows are measured in weeks are breaking down in real time. That's the briefing. Stay sharp, patch your systems, and we'll see you tomorrow.